We have all sorts of images of what leadership means in our world. But for me, being a leader really means someone who will actually cry and be sympathetic when somebody else is crying, laugh when they're laughing, and calm down a really anxious person. So if you don't know me, I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor forward and help you out. So there's lots of images of what being a leader might be within an organization, within the world around us. And it is really important to think about what the consequences of being a leader actually means for an organization or for the world around us. I think that's very important because what ends up happening is leaders, those people that are doing something, shape the way that the organization behaves and shapes what people actually do. And organizations are kind of an unusual thing because they're really difficult to sort of put your finger on and what that actually is. A lot of us think what an organization is, there's kind of two images that you might think about what an organization is. The first one is that maybe it's some business firm, Fortune 500 business firm. Another one is that it is like a church or a hospital or something along those lines. But organizations can be any number of things within this world, including somebody actually doing things on Twitter to encourage people to do things. It could be, somebody just doing random things around this world where people are getting together and actually doing things jointly towards some sort of common goal. It can be really broad. But we have all of these images of what leadership actually means. The first one is that it is maybe some sort of role. We think if we get to some stage within the organization where the CEO, we are maybe the leader of some company, we are the leader in our church, we are the leader in our synagogue, we're the leader in something, maybe it is you are the leading authority on Twitter, whatever it is, we have this sort of image about what leadership actually means in terms of being a role and what it does in terms of bureaucratic role. There actually is research on this from years and years ago. Another image, and I think this is more along the lines of the folks that are actually watching YouTube channels, is that we imagine leadership as a heroic thing where it is somebody that attacks some sort of complicated goal and they actually achieve that thing and motivate other people to achieve that thing and get people to participate on that thing. Now, another sort of image that we have is that they're very charismatic in that they walk around and people feel madly in love with them, whatever that, whether it's sort of a passionate love or whatever, that they are a leader in a family, for example. There's all these images, and I can think about in all these cases where I have felt like that, what a leader is in terms of a role. We study this in strategy. We actually look at the role of being a leader, and that is a really predominant sort of view of what leadership actually means. Now, another image, this sort of heroic image, I feel like that. That's what a leadership feels or should be, and I'm often trapped by that sort of image. And another thing that, in terms of charisma and being very charismatic, it feels to me that, a good leader should have some sort of charisma. But all of these images of what leadership actually means, I don't think that that's actually the case. As I have grown as a person, as an individual, I really don't think that any of these things are sort of displaying what a leadership actually means. And I think as a leader around you and shaping the organization, I think the best way to imagine what a leadership actually is somebody who is going to help out the lowest person in your organization or your social surrounding and make them feel welcome and allow them to grow as an individual. I think that this is much more a much more healthy view of what leadership actually means. And so it could be anybody at any stage in their life. It could be somebody that's 5 years old that is making somebody feel comfortable and making them feel welcome in the surrounding around them, because organizations actually pop up from many of these sort of surroundings where you feel comfortable in the world around us. And then that's how people actually grow, is when they feel very afraid and anxious inside and they feel like they want to cry all the time, but you're the person that encourages them to get going and feel like they can participate. That's a hard thing to do, and it's a hard thing to sort of be. But at the same time, if you can be empathetic and reach out to people, I think that this is an important way to manage or to imagine what leadership actually means in this world. And so the people that actually have the biggest impact in this world actually are, and whether it's impact in terms of one individual that you might talk to, or it is many individuals that they will impact, you have to imagine that they just are very empathetic in terms of solving somebody else's problems to allow them to grow as individuals going forward. So if you can be a leader in this way by being more empathetic, you're going to have a tremendous amount of satisfaction in your life. It has very little to do with being this person that's very heroic, or being, a tall male, or anything along those lines, somebody that has a certain color of skin or whatever. But it's more about being the person that's actually going to calm people down when they feel anxious and getting them to feel like they actually belong in this world around us. So if you can do that, I'd encourage you to actually try to do that. You're going to go a long ways in this world. And as well, it's just going to be a much funner world around us. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hopefully you become more of a leader around us by just really loving on other people and helping them out when they feel down and making them feel welcome in this world. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.